Today I fucked up by going my entire life without washing myself. So, obviously not exactly a today I fucked up, but more of a I have fucked up every day for the past 30 years. For some reason, when I was a kid I got it stuck in my mind that shampoo and hands is all you need to take a shower. I'd wash my hair, lather up my pits and crotch, rinse off and go about my day. Now I've always had bad skin, constant breakouts, painful cysts, ingrown hairs etc. I felt like I tried everything growing up, Accutane, constantly changing sheets, towels etc. Nothing ever seemed to work. My confidence has always been shot. I refused to take my shirt off at the pool or beach. My shower routine, however, was never questioned. I've had multiple romantic partners, long-term and short-term, and no one has ever said I smell bad or weird or anything, so I never thought I might need to change my habits. Recently though, I decided to try out a new body wash, nothing crazy, just a common brand with little exfoliating bits. I just liked the way it smelled and thought it would be nice to smell like it, didn't consider it's having any effect on my skin. After a month of actually using a washcloth and soap, my skin has cleared up tremendously. I have more body hair than I thought because it's not constantly getting ingrown. I'm no longer in chronic pain with infected ingrown hairs. My confidence is through the roof. Too long did not read. Wash your skin. Shampoo running over it from your head doesn't really work. I only recently learned that a lot of people, don't wash their assholes. A lot. Do you clean in your bum crack though? Many people don't seem to know you need to use soap or body wash to clean between the cheeks. What kind of parents did y'all have? I am still confused. I knew someone like this and still I have the same question. Growing up, did you never have body wash or bar soap in your shower? Or did you and you just thought it's if you wanted to smell nice? I remember I stayed at a friend's house when I was a kid. They had 0 washcloths and no towels. I took a shower and asked for a towel, they didn't have any. They used the clothes they wore to dry themselves. Just like trickle-down economics, trickle-down showering is all a big lie. TIFU went through BF's phone when he was asleep. Title says it all really. The first time I did it I discovered he'd been joining gay dating apps, scrolling through just for the fun of it, apparently. This time was today. We had a massive fight because recently, after a year of being together, it feels like the affection is dying. He has thwarted all my advances, doesn't like to have sex unless we have a shit ton of foreplay, for him, while I get no attention back, and he hides his face away from my kisses. Hand-holding is okay and hugging but not kissing today. He asked why I was crying and I told him because of the above reasons, minus the sexual parts, and he went in a huff, slamming rolling trays and going to sit away from me. He eventually fell asleep with his back turned to me, a lit smoke in his hand, so I was putting everything away safely, putting the blanket on him. When I was putting his phone on charge I noticed a notification from his VPN, a new one I didn't know of. We have the same VPN plan. I went through his search history. I'm so at fault for this, but I seen he'd started using a communication app a hell lot more than just the boys chat. He joined a new group and shared very personal details about his identity he hadn't told me, but he'd also joined a sexual RP group, had his DMs open and had single in his bio. I don't even know what to do. I love him, but if I bring this up he'll just get angry at me and ignore me until the problem is over. I'm just so tired of him being angry. I don't know if I want to make a big deal out of nothing. TLR went through BF's phone. Boyfriend has been RPing and will get angry if I bring it up as I went through his phone. Move on. You both sound unhappy in your relationship. I mean, if he isn't into you and isn't being the best boyfriend, maybe it's best to just go? I'm not for sure the entire history of your relationship, but it sounds like your relationship isn't doing well. From a man's perspective, get out of that relationship. He obviously doesn't treat you with love and respect. He has checked out of the relationship. He is trying to cheat. Time for you to make an exit strategy. Your boyfriend is gay, so break up with him? He also is cheating on you. He's got single in his bio? Sounds like he already broke up with you but forgot to mention it or move out. You deserve better. Today I fucked up by giving myself a Brazilian. I've wanted my own hard wax kit for so long. I finally got one today and I waxed everything. Legs, armpits, eyebrows, coochie. The wax is amazing. Goes on smooth as butter. Legs were fine. Eyebrows are easy. Armpit, bout snatch my soul. I had to have my kid pull it off. It was one of those, you laugh at how painful it was, and your eyes water. Now see, I wasn't concerned about coochie. My husband takes my girl to Pound Town at least twice a week. That was gonna be easy. I get my kid in bed. I shower and begin the worst experience in my life so far. I followed the directions. Did the pubic bone. When I tell you I saw bright lights flash, I thought I passed out. But I am not a quitter. So I do the labia. The directions say to make a horseshoe, but I was like, nah, we are doing a single side. I was wrong. So very wrong. I felt like Voldemort splitting his fucking soul into horcruxes. I Snapchat friends for help and they just laughed at me, rightfully so. I had the bright idea that maybe I should do the horseshoe. So I do the horseshoe. I have so many regrets now. I laid in bed with an iron-clad coochie, waiting for my husband to get home. I can only imagine the joy he is going to have when I have to ask him to pull it. He gets home and immediately calls me an idiot of trying to do my whole cooch on day one and still trying to figure out how to use it. Somehow I've convinced myself that if my family is licensed to be a cosmetologist or esthetician, maybe it genetically flowed into me. This is also how my husband ended up with a bald head in 2020 when I convinced him I could cut hair. I'd like to add, he just succumbed to my peer pressure. He did not once in our almost 10 years together think I actually possessed these skills. In fact, he tried to instill in me that I do not have any of these skills. He stares at it, ready to break this barrier between him and his dinner. I'm panicking because I know he is going in with no mercy. I showed him that I started typing this. We are reading it together and unbeknownst to me, he looks down out the corner of his eye and rips the wax strip like he is cranking up a lawnmower that he just fixed. At that same moment, my left lip was lit on fire, sent my body into a full seizure, and my soul ascended to the stars. I stated that I want to keep the rest. It was a part of me. I would just grow it out, cut it when it was long enough. That wasn't an answer he was willing to accept. A wrestling match started to keep the sacred waxwad. I finally gave in and allow him to finish the Horcrux curse. My coochie looks like it has alopecia. The wax was so poorly applied, it's patchy AF. So now I gotta figure out what the fuck do I do now. I can't have a professional see this mess. I'll be one of their stories they will tell for years to come. People are gonna think I have crabs if I shave and it's half grown and half waxed. When it starts growing back, it'll itch like a mofo. Neighboring hair follicles angry that I stole their brothers and sisters. I'll be drowning my sorrows in a bowl of pizza rolls. Too long did not read. Tried waxing my vag with no experience. Too painful to do it by myself, so my husband got enjoy the fruits of my stupidity by ripping it off. I'm sorry for your pain, but he ripped it off like he was cranking a lawnmower, made me fucking lose it, rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing. Okay, so a couple of things. Hard wax was a good choice, it doesn't adhere to the skin like soft wax, so you have less of the risk to rip your skin. When you're doing it yourself, it's most ideal to do small sections rather than large ones. When you're waxing, ideally you should use some kind of powder on your skin to help dry up any sweat, oil or moisture to help it adhere better to the hair and prevent slipping. Finally, for Brazilians and armpits, I'd go to a pro. Keep your wax kit and do legs and whatever else you'd like done at home, but you'll get a better result from a pro in painful and hard to reach areas. Oh, also sugar wax is really messy and I could never get it to do what I wanted. I'd recommend using hard wax over it if you're not an esthetician. Today I fucked up by shoving a sponge champagne cork up my ass. Burner account on this one. Today I fucked up by shoving a champagne cork up my ass. I'm 18M and so basically, I was feeling spicy. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's being horny. It recently came to my attention that massaging your prostate could get you a better and bigger orgasm. There are no toys in my house, and the only thing I have left from New Year's is a champagne cork. I just plugged it in because it looked like a makeshift butt plug. As soon as I put the cork in, I decided the thin part of the cork should stick out and the thick part would be inserted. It went far into my ass as I unintentionally pushed it. Like I could feel it probably being about 10–12 centimeters inside. I didn't think of it further and decided to do the deed and deal with it later. I finished of feeling pleased and satisfied of my newly explored results, and I suddenly remember that the cork was still up in me and I was kinda puzzled of how I was going to take it safely out. I went down to the downstairs bathroom and started pushing like I was going to shit. Nothing happened. A slight panic started to come over me. Imagine what I would explain to the nurses. Ah hello. I shoved a champagne cork up my ass and now I can't get it out. I started doing squats while I was pushing and about 3 minutes later I felt the cork plop out. I felt relived. Took the cork out of the toilet, with rubber gloves on of course, and threw it in the trash can. I walked up to my room with the proud notion that I would skip a trip to the emergency room. Don't do the same, I am warning you this from my experience. Too long did not read. Using a champagne cork as a makeshift butt plug could lead to getting stuck in your ass. Going to You won't believe what happened. We were celebrating New Year with champagne and the cork flew into Mooey open mouth and I inadvertently swallowed it. So I waited a bit for it to go down and here I am smile. I 100% guarantee you, based on nurses of Reddit alone, that you will not be their first champagne cork up the ass in 2023. Either you gotta go in there to get it, or someone else does. Dude, just tie a string around it like everyone else. Don't worry about it. If you haven't shoved a champagne cork up your ass, you haven't really lived. It's better to have shoved and lost it than never to have shoved at all. Definitely recommend using a real toy. There are some really good ones out there. Corkscrew should get it out easier next time.